This just in. A writer or a commenter writes in. It's very detailed, and I'll just summarize it, but I just want to thank all of you who leave comments and leave questions or email us questions and comments, because we get to answer them and it makes for a good video. And we also have gotten lots of feedback that answering your questions is helping other people figure out and learn things about themselves. So keep the comments coming, ladies and gentlemen. We love you for it. Thank you. This person is in a non-monogamous relationship. They identify as poly. They have a primary relationship with somebody who is also poly. And they have their first non-long distance crush on somebody, because they've had other crushes before with people who don't live around them, but they have this person they keep running into in social situations and getting to spend a lot of time with that they really have a huge crush on, but they don't know if they're not monogamous. And they don't know if it's appropriate for them to flirt with this person, even though they so want to.
Yeah.
What do you do? Cathy Vartuli, your advice to this fabulous human being who wrote in a comment. Go.
Reid Mihalko.
From readaboutsex.com. This is Cathy Vartuli from the intimacydojo.com, in case we forgot to tell you that.
It is really scary, and unlike Reid, I tend to be a little shyer and I don't ask things as directly as he does, though maybe in a year or two.
If they're watching these videos, they know a lot about you.
They do know a lot about me, yes.
You can start a YouTube channel, I guess. That would be one thing to do. And talk about this dilemma, and then have them find it.
If you'd like to, when you're talking to them, share a story about a friend who's non-monogamous and see how they respond. Or start talking about a show that you saw and see how they respond. That's something I will do often, because I get a feeling...
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something like that?
A show that has polyamory, married and dating.
That's great advice.
Or I'll talk about this video I saw with this weird guy and this overwhelmed woman who hangs out with him. And we're talking about poly relationships, and what do you think about that? Like, it's a way to open it up without diving in head first.
Another bit of advice is you could ask them their views on flirting. If you listen, what are your views on flirting with people when you already have a relationship? How do you feel about that? And then you could reveal, surprise! It's me, I want to flirt with you. And there's lots of different variations on that, because they could be like, flirting is really fun, and I don't think it's cheating, and this and that. And you're like, well, how do you feel about me flirting with you? And kind of take baby steps. And then eventually you could then drop the P-bomb of, like, what are your thoughts on non-monogamy and polyamory? That can be a little bit, not tricky, but understand that whenever you initiate a conversation about a topic that you really want to come out to that other person about, if you drag it on like a romantic comedy and don't come clean, it can feel really weird.
Yeah, people can tell. And it even can work like, hey, I really enjoy hanging out with you, and I haven't been saying something, and I'm afraid I'm going to come across weird if I don't share it. Can I just share that, I'm poly, and I like flirting with you, and I was wondering what you thought about that.
Mm-hmm. The difficult conversation formula on my website, so readaboutsex.com/difficult conversation formula, is a really good post that will give you a formula and a script for how to have that conversation. And again, if you are surrounded in a community that's very conservative and not poly, like you don't live in San Francisco, or another place where there's just a lot of non-monogamy and talking about non-monogamy, like i.e. you might be at a very conservative church or something like that, coming out to somebody about being poly may or may not be appropriate. Mm-hmm. So I would lead with there's something I want to tell you, like I want to flirt with you, but I don't know if it's appropriate or not. And again, for a shy person, that might be hard to even get that out.
Mm-hmm.
But again, just blame us. Be like, I saw this video on YouTube and it was about flirting with people who are already in relationships. Like, what are your thoughts on that? And that might help because you're basically creating an icebreaker and you're feeling them out. But at some point, if you really like this person as a person, like you'd hang out with them even if you didn't have a crush on them, you not revealing that you're poly and you have a crush on them for a whole year, now we're in romantic comedy Movieville, and that's probably going to feel really weird a year later when they're like,
really?
So you've wanted to have an open relationship with me for a whole year? It could end badly. So do the opposite of romantic comedies is really the advice here.
Yeah. We hope that works well for you, and we'd love to know what you think and what your suggestions might be for someone in this situation.
Awesome. Comments, suggestions.